Bad Batch Season 2 just dropped and there is so much to unpack, so let's get straight into it.
You can have a future. Isn't that what you're after?
We're already free.
Clearly, you're not paying attention to what's happening out there.
It is time for a new era.
So it seems like in Season 2, everyone will be getting some new updated looks. It looks like the crew will be getting more of an orange hue to their armor, and out of all of them, Omega and Wrecker have probably the biggest changes. Wrecker gets a much more colorful set of armor, and Omega receives a few new pieces of attire, no longer wearing that kaminoan uniform in Season 1. It also looks like the crew will be exploring a new planet with blue trees. And if you look closely down below, you can actually make out the shapes of houses, likely a local village that the Bad Batch is trying to get to. Sid, of course, is back for Season 2, and we get a very important discussion between her and the team. As we learned in Season 1, the Bad Batch very much want to do their own thing outside of the galactic-wide conflict, but as Sid rightfully points out, with the Empire's control getting tighter, they can't really escape the conflict around them, and choosing to ignore would mean the end of their freedom, really setting the story direction for Season 2, with the Bad Batch taking a much more active role in fighting against the Empire. We also get more Commandos. Season 1 of the Bad Batch gave us plenty of screen time for the Commandos, and it looks like Season 2 is going to do the same. If you look closely, it seems like the Commandos are rounding up a group of people of various species, likely those resisting the Empire. The whole shot really gives the Commandos a secret police feel, something that all dictatorships seem to have. Palpatine and his trusty sidekick Mas Amedda make an appearance as well, being spied on by Omega. Palpatine really doesn't need any explanation. Mas Amedda, on the other hand, might not be as well known. This blue alien here is essentially Palpatine's political right-hand man. He served as the vice chair during the days of the Republic, but he's now the Grand Vizier onto the Empire. In the background, it seems like we have a pause video of kaminoan facilities being destroyed, probably replaying the events of Season 1 with the Empire destroying Topoka City.
Others out there who need our help.
Next, we have a scene of Republic gunships flying in, followed by a squad of V-Wings who, as we will see later, is chasing the Bad Batch. And speaking of being chased, the team are also being chased by some sort of monster crabs in what looks to be a tropical planet. And if you look really closely, you can see Wrecker carrying a massive crate, likely to be what the crabs are after. Scorch makes a return as well. We first got to see him in Season 1. Scorch is of course a member of Delta Squad, an elite squad of commandos first introduced in the game Republic Commandos. So fingers crossed we get to see more of the other team members. And then another familiar clone appears, and it is none other than Commander CODY standing next to Crosshair. Both of them turn to point their guns at a mother and child, not entirely sure what this is about, likely just both of them following orders. Not much is known about what Commander CODY does during the era of the Empire. However, in Legends, Commander CODY stays on with the Empire and is tasked with training the new generation of stormtroopers, something he really detests a lot. Echo then says that there are others out there who need our help, likely referring to other clones who are trying to break free of the Empire's control, which probably means we're going to get more Bad Batch missions rescuing clones defecting from the Empire.
Take all the allies we can get.
Interestingly, Wrecker gets a new gun, this one acting more of a grenade launcher, really just giving the big guy a lot more firepower to inflict damage. We then see the gunships and V-Wings chasing the Bad Batch, and then Hunter pulls a crazy move causing some of the ships to crash into each other. We get a shot of what looks to be miners attempting to escape with the Bad Batch behind them, likely a part of the mission. Then we get a look at a clone wearing some grey armor, which tells us that this clone is likely part of Wolfpack, the battalion led by Commander Wolf and Plo Koon during the Clone Wars. This is not Commander Wolf, however, as the clone is missing the signature scar over one eye, and this one has a few tattoos on his face which Wolf does not. Not entirely sure as to which clone this is, but if you do know, let me know in the comments down below.
Let's go.
get to work.
Another old face from the Clone Wars returns. The Wookie here is Gungi, who first appeared in the Clone Wars episode The Gathering looking for kyber crystals to make their first lightsaber. When we last left him in the Clone Wars, he was still a youngling, so not sure if he ever received a master before Order 66 happened. We then get a very interesting shot of what exactly, I really do not know, but if you zoom in on the left, you can see what looks to be the eyes of a commando droid. Commando droids are of course an elite set of droids used by the Separatists during the Clone Wars. Then we get a shot of a clone trooper torching some Separatist droids. This is likely the Empire stamping out any of the Separatist remnants, as following the defeat of the Separatists, a few Separatist groups continued to hold out, so this is likely the Empire consolidating its power by getting rid of them. Vice Admiral Rampart returns, this time seeing a bit more action. In another quick shot, we get to see a droideka, and this is followed by a shot of a Wookiee warrior. This Wookiee in particular is none other than Tarful, the Wookiee chieftain who first appeared in Revenge of the Sith fighting alongside Master Yoda. What this means is that the Bad Batch were probably tasked with a mission to bring Gungi, a Wookiee Jedi, back to his home world of Kashyyyk, which is where we would encounter Tarful. And finally, of course, Rex makes a return. So what an explosive trailer. Super excited for season 2. There were a lot of clues as to what might be happening, so I am still holding out for a massive clone rebellion. Anyways, that's all for this breakdown. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. I am the Lost Acolyte,
and I have spoken.